Well, it's a beautiful Monday morning. It's about 10 degrees out. We got a few inches of snow last night. The Christmas trees are looking real nice on our way into work here, covered in snow. And I got a little bit different type of video for you today. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's actually Martin Luther King Day today and Inauguration Day. That's when I'm filming this, Monday the 20th. And we got a snowstorm last night, about 4 or 5 inches of snow, not a big deal. And it got bitter cold afterwards, so it is gonna be a brutally cold week. Like I said, it's about 10 right now, and it's supposed to be in the teens all week long. We're definitely not gonna see above freezing. So I was thinking over the weekend, what's the topic of my video going to be this week? Because typically what I do is I'll pick one little snippet out of my day, something I think you guys will be interested in, and I'll make that the subject of a video, whatever project I happen to be working on. And I was thinking, well, what if we do a little bit different take this week? What if I just give you a day in the life? Go to work with me and I'll just take you through the whole day and show you what a day in the life at Hill Custom Lumber is like. So my day varies depending on the time of year. Here in January is actually a little bit slower paced. We're not doing a whole lot with the Christmas trees, so I don't have to worry about anything with that, which kind of simplifies things. And with the weather, it's just not as fast paced. I don't have a lot of stuff that absolutely needs to be done. I'm not on a real tight deadlines. So it's about 8 o'clock now. My day typically this time of year starts about 6 o'clock. Wake up, do about a half-hour workout, drink a cup of coffee. This morning I paid some bills and did some paperwork. You got to check the YouTube comments, see what came in overnight, respond to them. Get all suited up for a 10-degree morning, and I'm here. So let's get to work. I was smart enough to put my gloves and hat and coat in the house last night instead of leaving it in the truck. Nothing worse than putting on ice cold clothing. Well, this is not normally part of my morning routine, but the first thing we got to do this morning is plow. So I was here working Saturday, and I did think ahead a little bit, saved myself a little bit of work because I did know this storm was coming. I got the loader in the building here, so I don't have to clean that off. And it's a little bit warmer in here. I hate starting stuff when it's cold. It kind of makes me cringe a little bit. I know this equipment doesn't like being started when it's this cold, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Oh. This does have an intake heater on, so we're on that a couple seconds, then we're gonna fire her up. One thing about these cats, they start pretty good in the cold, so she usually doesn't give me a problem that way. I just don't like to put the abuse on it. Nothing to it. So we're gonna let that warm up a minute, get nice and warm. We're gonna go into the back shop here, turn the heat up a little bit. That's probably gonna come in handy later. I usually keep it real low overnight. We're gonna move on to job 2 in the meantime. Get rid of some of that cardboard. So I figured I'd take advantage of this snow. Saturday I piled up a huge pile of these edging strips and softwood cut-offs, everything I can't really sell that's scrap. Figured I'd use the snow to my advantage to be able to safely burn this stuff off. So let's see if we can get a fire started here. I can remember which one of my 20 pockets I put the lighter in. There it is. Oh, great. Lovely. I'm sure that'll work fine. We got a few dry strips to get her going. Burn, baby, burn. So I got the fire started on a few different fronts here. We're gonna let that do its thing. We're going plowing. And no, I'm not just starting a big fire and walking away. I can see this from the rest of the shop. It's right down the hill behind the shop. It's a lot warmer in here. This will be the next hour of my life probably till I get the driveway done and everything around the mill and just get it cleaned up nice enough that customers can get in and out. If you're wondering about the headset, podcasts, phone calls, you're gonna notice a trend here. Working alone, I got a lot of free time, so I absorb a lot of podcasts and audiobooks and stuff like that. Try to make some use of my free time because I don't have a radio in here, so you might as well try to educate yourself somehow. So you're going to see me wearing this and my Bluetooth headset when I'm working in the shop. It makes the day go by a little bit faster. 9:45. The plowing's done. Just checked the fire. Time for a quick break. The first meal of the day. I don't eat breakfast. It's very rare. I've actually been eating keto for 3 months. I highly recommend it. This isn't a health and wellness channel, but it's definitely working for me. I feel better, much better. Despite this cold I've been fighting the last week that the kids drug home. So I'm going to enjoy my pepper jack cheese and salami. Enough of that. You don't need to see me eating. On to our next task. Just got up to a balmy 45 degrees in here, which is much nicer than the 16 degrees out here. So I had a few walnut logs come in over the weekend. Came from a guy who does some property maintenance that had a job taking down these big walnuts, and well, you don't pass up buying walnut like this. So he wanted them off his trailer before the snow, so I said come up and dump them. I will scale them on Monday and mail you a check. So he brought me a load last week that's now covered in snow. Nice stuff. Some 24-inch walnut. This looks like a real nice beauty there. This has some character. That's going to get downgraded, but it'll still make nice lumber. So I'm going to scale these up and find out what the damages are. Gotta hurry up, the pen's freezing up. We're gonna retreat back into the shop to tally this. Well, that's a pretty big bill for 3 walnut logs, about 500 board feet there. It's gonna be over $1,000, I'll leave it at that. You gotta pay to play when it comes with walnut. So I'm gonna throw this clipboard in my truck. Tonight when I get home, I gotta cut a check and get that in the mail. We're moving on to the next job. You could say we are fully engulfed, so I'm going to feed the fire before we move on. What's amazing is I can feel that heat coming through the cab just by driving by that thing. That's how hot that fire is. So I'm going to start working on my mountain of scraps here. Got a nice big bite of these edging strips. Sure wish I could find a productive use for these, but I just haven't found anybody that wants them for anything. They make good kindling, but it's how much kindling does a person need? 10 o'clock, and we are just now getting into some productive work that may actually pay some bills. Guess I can't put that there. We're gonna unload this small kiln. I got some white oak in here. I'm gonna unload it and sort through that. Small batch, maybe about 500 feet. Of course, snow makes everything easier. Said nobody ever. Oh! That rope has been on there for at least 15 years, and you guys just witnessed it fail on camera. What are the odds? A smarter man would have cleaned the snow off the tracks first. So I got it into the lumber building here. Gonna start sorting through it. This stack's a mismatch of 5/4, quarter sawn, select 4/4. The good news is some of this stuff is already sold right out of the kiln. So I'm going to sort through it. Some of it's going to go right back on the forks, and it's going to go up to the shop for planing. The rest of it's just going to get divided into whatever category it falls into and stashed away. So I'm going to work on this, and I'll bring you back when I got it all sorted. I just had to take a second here and show you guys some beautiful quarter sawn coming out of this stack. I'm not sure that the camera's going to pick it up. If you can see the ray fleck in there. But that was a nice surprise. It's always nice when you're sorting this stuff and you find something you forget you sawed. So this stuff in particular is going up to the retail building because that's real nice. So I just had to take a pause here of sort and give you a peek at that. All right, everything's sorted. What's next? You guessed it. Gotta go back and tend to the fire again. You guys smell something burning? Yeah, we got a fire going now. That is hot. The only reason I can get that close is because the wind's blowing the other way. It's crazy. You can see how it's melting the snow all around. You know, funny story that proves we're getting dumber as a society. When you buy one of these flannel shirts now, it's got a little tag on it. Warns you that they're highly flammable because of a little nap in the fabric. Tells you to avoid open flames. Although maybe I'm the dumb one because, well, I'm not heeding the warning. As much as I'd like to stand around and soak up this fire, we're going to go take that white oak I just sorted out. We're going to start ripping it to width and get it up into the shop. 12 o'clock, it's lunchtime. Got my strips ripped. I'm going up to my parents' house to warm up for a little bit. See you in half an hour. Well, lunch was good. Before I can start back up to work, I brought the farm truck down here. We got to take care of the chickens. Make sure they got some fresh water and food and collect eggs if there are any. Oh yeah, so we got 2 down there. Not a huge haul, but we'll take it. So it's about 1 o'clock and we're just making it into the shop now. I got to set up the molder here. That white oak you saw me ripping is going to be surface four-side material. I got my nice little infrared lamp here casting some heat on the molder. Makes this job much more enjoyable because this job you can't use gloves for. And this stuff is cold, so makes it a little bit more tolerable on a day like today to get this thing set up without having ice cubes for fingers. So I'm going to get set up, we're going to run this stuff, and then we'll be on to the next job. Well, that stuff planed up pretty nice. Can you guess what's coming next? Yep, this again. He's starting to catch on to the pattern here. No, your video is not on repeat. We're back here again. I cheated a little bit on you guys. I finished that white oak and I went and grabbed the next order and did the exact same process you saw the first time. I ripped it to size and got it all ready. That's going to be crown molding. That's what I'm setting up for now. So I'm going to set up, and that's my last order of the day. It's about 2:30 right now, so we're going to hustle and get this done by the end of the day. Stuff came out pretty nice. A couple pieces of white oak, a couple pieces of poplar. They're for a local cabinet maker who uses them to trim out the top of his cabinets. It looks very simple, but it's actually a hard profile for that molder to make because that's a pretty deep cut, especially with white oak. So that's all wrapped up. And the fun part is now I get to write out the bills for these two orders. So a little bit of satisfaction there. Yep, we're back in this building, sorting more lumber. Well, it's about 4 o'clock now. I about got my day in. I'm just going to tend to this fire a little bit. You see it burn down pretty nice. This will be hot tomorrow. There'll be coals here. I could probably spark this up again. Ooh, that's hot. And burn a little bit more of this stuff. But if you made it this far, thanks for coming along with me today and working with me. I know it's a little bit different than the normal videos. If you liked it, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Maybe we'll do another one of these someday down the road. Every day is kind of like this, but every day is completely different for me. Tomorrow I'll be doing totally different projects. Later in the week, I want to get the mill fired up if it warms up a little bit. I hate to run it when it's this cold. It just seems like a fight. But it's not the most glamorous or action-packed work, but it's a good, honest day's work, and it's a pretty good living, so I enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. I don't know. That's about all I got on this one. I'm going to go home, warm up, eat some dinner. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.